Creeping out from slimy vaults and floors mummified in spiderwebbing, the Gloomspite Gitz invade the mortal realms in legion with the rise of the Bad Moon. The Gloomspite Gitz, a collection of grot tribes, gargants, and other loathsome things, invade the mortal realms without mercy. The grots, goblin-like things who are below their Auroch cousins, make up most of this tribal horde. Though the grots are divided because of their tribal-like ways, the only unity that they have is the eldritch god to whom they worship. The Bad Moon is a celestial horror that can be found anywhere across the mortal realms. Of where it will end up is unpredictable, and those who try to make sense of the gibbous thing often fall into incurable madness. When the Bad Moon rises, its sickening yellow aura beams down onto the surface below, with a fungi infestation falling not long after. On its surface, a face of malice looks down upon the mortals. With every eye blink, mortal might find that the face has changed, becoming a sinful smile to an expression of utter contempt. Before they can even blink a second time, a mortal will find himself riddled with the fungi plague, reduced to nothing more but a mess of sickening mushrooms. All within the Gloomspite Gitz have their own mythologies and doctrines of the origins of the Bad Moon. The Moon Clans say that when the green-skinned god, Gorgamorga, came to the mortal realms, he found the moon and climbed the tallest mountain to eat the delicious thing. Yet the moon proved too tough, and the Auroch god was left with broken teeth. The moon, though, obtained some of the god's power and became the sentient horror that it is today. The Spiderfang clan, on the other hand, say that when their spider god bit Gorgamorga and obtained some of his powers, she spun a web in the sky and made an egg sac, which is mistaken for as the Bad Moon. They say the eggs will hatch someday and fall upon the realms as a great ocean of arachnids. Yet, despite the origins of the Bad Moon being non-monotheistic in origin, it's the moon's powers that they all universally fear and worship. Wherever it goes, its powers bring those goblin-like creatures an upper hand against the stronger races. The Aurochs are finally outmatched by their scrawny cousins, with kingdoms that laughed at these creatures for centuries brought down and put to slavery. Whenever the Bad Moon hangs within the sky, along with the plague of fungi, landscapes and castles are wrecked by a storm of meteors. These meteors, named loonstones, are an odd substance of stone. It is surprisingly lightweight, yet requires enormous pressure to carve it. These stones, of a sickly yellow color, are used by Moon Clan leaders to warn them when enemies are plotting against them. But its greatest use is how these stones absorb magic around them like a sponge, becoming compactors of magical energy. With these, the Gloomspite Gitz unleash magical explosions of devastating power against their foes. With quigs to ride upon like any beast of war, to carnivorous spider things as battle tanks, the Gloomspite Gitz are a horror upon the mortal realms. The king of the Gloomspite Gitz, Skagrod the Loom King, is the one who leads the wars. Like the moon god, Skagrod's origins are unknown. However, there is one tale that has brought light into his existence. One day, when Skagrod was asleep, the Bad Moon has spoken to him. The Eldritch Moon told him that he will be the one to lead the Gloomspite Gitz, and that it will be he who will be the moon's voice. When the grot awoke, he found himself bedded with leeching insects. His head was banded with a crown of fungus, which had rooted into his very brain, making him appear as if royalty, with the crown granting him powers greater than any shaman, and gifted with the ornamental Bad Loon boss fungus. Skagrod was made the Loon King with almost no challenge. Ruling over the fortress Scappa Spill, where fungi and other things lurk within its diseased dungeons, is where he sits upon his throne of mushrooms. Slaves, both human and dwarven, are beaten horribly for the amusement of their enslavers. Skagrod, with his throne room bannered with skulls and broken statues of warring gods, waits for the moon to rise in another realm. But Even with kingdoms broken before the Loon King's army, Skagrod can never be satisfied. He waits for the Bad Moon to speak to him once more. He longs for its primordial voice, like a child who was separated from his family for too long. With the soul wars flaming throughout the realms between the Stormcast Eternals and the ghostly legions of Nagash, the time when the Moons shall speak again to the Skagrods may be soon. A voice that may be the only thing left to speak within a broken reality.